Inc.com. What's good, my ninja?
Oh, you gotta get the other one.
Why you trying to be Hoodie Mellow over here?
What's poppin', guys?
Hoodie Mellow.
Welcome back to This Is Why We Can't Have Nice podcast. This is Carmelo Anthony, aka.
Think was like Lil Mac. Run for your bike, me.
Yeah, what's going on? This is.
Nigga stole my bike.
Hoodie Mellow.
Nigga stole my bike.
This is less than light skinned Matthias.
You had one shot. One opportunity.
Now I will have the spirit of the L taker given to me. But welcome to This Is Why We Can't Have Nice podcast. This is Matthias, aka Fiona Nova's husband, baby daddy / thirst bucket.
Watch you get him a straight on against your ass.
He ain't never gonna smash.
That's Fiona Nova's White Knight over here.
Nigga, there.
Sakura slash!
Nigga, they coming to the fucking Lance. Back, I say.
Back away, heathen! Don't touch my princess. I am the White Knight, Matthias Diels. Ah!
The immortal White Knight.
No more to right night, Danny Rand! But welcome to This Is Why We Can't Have Nice podcast. This is Matthias.
The White Knight. I'm not dead, but this is Sho'Nuff. Some short lady.
Oh.
This shit reminds me of a goddamn sitcom opening.
Like everywhere you look, everywhere you look.
Is that how like?
Terrible.
Cue my theme song. Oh, hey.
We're terrible human beings. But like to get straight into it, this Sunday, I believe it's this Sunday or is it next Sunday, the Academy Awards is going to be on TV, and we get to officially watch the movie that should be Best Picture, Get Out, get snubbed by a movie that probably none of us will
The
play.
Greatest Showman.
Shut the fuck up. Anyway.
Probably has Meryl Streep in it. She always gets on.
Actually, Meryl Streep she got nominated, I believe, the most, but she like only got like 2.
Well, thank goodness, but she always racks up.
I mean, she gets awards, but like
You don't need to win nothing else. She kind of like
For real.
take the soul of every director she works with.
She does. That's what I said. That's why I was like, yo, like, probably gonna get something.
She's
about
like the
Meryl Streep.
Maleficent of the freaking Hollywood.
you know what y'all need to do? Y'all know what y'all need to get out, because we're about to talk about Get Out, and that was so corny.
Best comedy ever?
Leave him alone.
He's fine.
Are you done?
No, are you done?
Are you done yet?
Are you done?
Are you done yet?
But it's kind of shocking to me. I'm actually more surprised that Get Out is nominated for Best Picture, Best Director, and Best
And
Male
Best Actor.
Best lead actor in the lead role by
Kaluuya, first name.
Daniel
Daniel Kaluuya.
and yeah, it's kind of like the reason why I want to speak on Get Out so much is not the obvious undertone and the theme of the movie. It's the little shadiness that goes on with
Stuck
it.
it to the man.
It's no,
It's stuck it to the man.
nah. Here's the theory. Here's the thing. An article came out recently, I think like a day ago, something like that, that stated that older Academy members refuse to watch Get Out. Older Academy members refuse to watch Get Out, and
That sounds like a bitch move. That Academy office smelled like bitch.
yeah, and it's like I
It
guess
smelled like bitch in that office. They don't want to watch a movie.
it smelled like bitch in
It
here.
smelled like straight bitch. Bacon, eggs, and bitch.
Like, what, you got a necklace. Never stop. But honestly, it kind of if that is true, it subconsciously proves the point. It subconsciously proves the point of the movie itself.
They woke up in the morning and smelled like bitch.
That too, but
Best
honestly-
part of waking up.
honestly,
Smelling like bitch.
I honestly think the Argo might happen. They don't get best director and Mr. Peel, but they might win best picture or
Now they're going to The Greatest Showman.
shut the
Watch.
fuck up. Shut up.
It's gonna happen.
Shut up. I don't need to envision that.
You're gonna see Hugh Jackman talking about, I got something over that horrendous movie with that Tommy Wiseau guy who's like a real American. Like, how? Got what I deserved.
I don't. So like a lot of people say I can't make movies, so I made my own.
I'm gonna let that go.
But honestly, I honestly feel like I honestly think Daniel deserves Best Actor, and I honestly think that Jordan Peele
I think
deserves
drinking
Best
tea
Picture.
for white people and you learn the effect of it is traumatizing. They should give him just because of that.
It's happening to people all over Williamsburg at this particular moment. But
People around us here, we gotta be careful.
exactly. But I honestly think within the obvious racial undertones and the false animosity that this movie received, because you can't deny this movie's greatness. Even if you take away everything about the movie, it's still just a great experience watching the movie. And it's just, I just, after the success of Moonlight and everything else, I really think that we wasn't going to be represented on that stage and on that platform for a long period of time. So to see Get Out nominated for the awards that it has, it's amazing, but I'm more questioning the fact of whether is this for the actual culture or it's just filling a quota. So opinions?
Are you ready yet?
We fucking made it. That's all I got to say.
I'm just saying, it deserved everything it got. First off, it was a laugh in the face when they tried to make it a comedy.
We ain't gonna talk about that.
Well, it just had to be put it out there. But I wanted to get Best Picture of the Year. Jordan Peele get Best Director. Daniel Kaluuya, that's his name, right?
Yes.
Get Best Actor. But, when Hollywood controlled by colonizers, something's getting snubbed.
You talking about the reality of it? Oh, yeah.
Something's getting snubbed. And
The reality of it.
the award is gonna go to The Greatest Showman. Just wanna put that out there.
Okay, anyway. But my question now I'm gonna pose to you guys is, do you think that they actually think it's one of the best films in the world? And they're doing this maybe for the culture of representation for black filmmakers and what the movie represents? Or you think they're trying just to fill a quota? Like they're just affirmative action the whole fucking film of it being nominated?
I can go both ways. Both ways, because they personally didn't want to put it up there, but the number of fans that enjoyed the movie kind of overshadowed their choices. So they're gonna put it in there. But also, it was definitely an amazing movie for it to be put in that category. So it's two ways with that, my personal opinion.
See, Get Out is a movie that makes you have to watch it twice.
definitely is.
It's one of those movies that you have to watch again just so you can go back and catch everything that you happen to miss. So the fact that it got nominated is nothing short of, well, we've seen this shit coming. The problem with this is because of what the movie represents and how it paints, well, I'll say it, I'll just outright say it, how it paints white people.
Colonizers.
The light it paints them in is displeasing. So it's there.
It's flabbergasted though.
It's there literally for affirmative action. Because if you look, well, I can't speak for all white people, but I can speak for the ones that was in the theater where I was at when I went to see the movie. Any and everything that happened involving the black people was a hoot and a holler for them, to use their own terms against them. The maid walking up who already got get outed, it's hilarious to them. The way the groundskeeper who was their grandfather was looking at them, funny. The auction, hilarious. The fact that they thought that the TSA was the police at the end of the movie and in their disappointed size, well, that was funny for me. So, if the majority is more like the white people that were in that audience, it's there literally for affirmative action, just so there's nothing that we can complain about. Like it didn't get nominated or they didn't recognize the greatness that that film was. But naturally, we all know its chances of actually winning is like next to none. It's just there to try to say, here you go, you did something, here's a pat on the back.
Here's a cookie. What, a chocolate chip cookie?
Yes.
Here you go.
But honestly, like I feel like honestly the Academy is literally like a part of me wants to believe that they honestly think this movie is good, just like they thought Moonlight was good. Like for Moonlight, it was like a fucking meteorite hit them because like, oh my god, this is fucking perfect.
I want them to think it's
like
I'm speaking from the reality.
yeah, and it's like and like that's why and that's why I'm thinking about from the perspective of the whole Moonlight situation. Like honestly, Moonlight was basically it was a film about African Americans in an urban environment, and then it's touched on the LGBT community. So like I'm literally explaining it in the way that these ignorant people will really like get it, and that's probably how they took it. So he goes like, oh my god, this is like a fucking gold mine. This is great, and it's like, okay, wow. And it's like now between that and now we do wow, it's like, oh man, like they're really, it's a very creative way about like it's an interesting movie. It's a very interesting movie, not knowing it's like there's a lot of truth to that movie, and both the most literal sense and the metaphorical sense that it gives. But anyway, I honestly think for the past few years, the Academy has been backpedaling from what the fuck they did to Selma. When they snubbed some of any like from the awards, it rightfully should have gotten
the year.
Well, not even album of the year for best picture, best director, best actor, any type of awards.
Everything towards it.
Because someone literally said from the Academy that Selma was historically inaccurate towards white people, and mind you, at this time I was talking to someone in relation to Colin. She was white, and then I lost my shit. Like I completely lost my shit, and I was like, "Oh, you're right. It is." And I said, "You're right. It is historically inaccurate because it was 30 times fucking worse than what you are saying that it is. So you're right. It's very historically fucking inaccurate." And I think from the fact of that, it's like you can't really go back to it from there, and it is a train wreck and a half to get to here, but it's like I really want more movies like Get Out to kind of show its way to the front foot. With like, I don't really care much about the awards and the validation. I just want more movies like it to be made. That's my honest opinion about it. What about you?
I agree. Like if the movie's good, regardless of what the topic is, she get a validation. What it is, because when Hollywood do twist or some stuff, they have a tendency of like kind of washing it down for what actually happened. Nowadays, most movie watchers and everybody that's starting to get into movies want like the blatant truth. They want the hard facts. They want the actual visuals. So like they don't mind the dirty truth, the ugly truth. So like if you're gonna talk to them about history, don't just the good and put bad. You do the good, the bad, and the ugly. So if you're gonna talk about something, go all the way with it. Good, bad, and ugly. That's my input to that.
Just to jump on some of what you said, the good, bad, and the ugly, the raw truth is now starting to come out in movies as it's slowly being stripped away from actual textbooks that, you know...
Let's not speak about those books.
No, we're going to speak about that. The actual truth is coming out in movies rather than being in textbooks that you can get for free, that you can read about in stores. Instead, they want you to go to the movies and find out stuff where you can just sit there and ponder it and wonder if it's true or wonder if it's fiction, because it's not there for you to definitely read. And they'll put it like, i.e. in Black Panther, how Killmonger talks about, you know, bury him next to his ancestors who jumped from the boats, because, you know, death's better than bondage. So that's just implications to slavery and such. But I'm pretty sure in a lot of these textbooks that's coming out nowadays, they're slowly trying to remove the fact that slavery was even a thing.
Oh, they're trying to remove colonization was never a thing.
Next thing you know, they're gonna say like, "Oh no, we went to Africa and they willingly joined us."
No, they already did that. They already done that.
They willingly joined us and decided to stay at the bottom of our boats as a favor, and then they built our land for us and said we could have all the credit.
Oh, they said the same thing about Native Americans. Oh, the Native Americans gave us land for us to move into. Like they had done that like years ago.
No, you came raped and pillaged. So the truth is selling because those who know the truth want to see it represented in some way, shape, or form. So they're still finding a way to make money off of our history and history in general. So then it kind of like, it'll kind of like contort the truth, and you'll start to wonder, you know, well, how much shit in these movies is actually truthful, and how much of it is actually fiction, how much is actually just allowing it to be a movie, how much of this is just little snippets of the truth thrown in. Because mind you, they threw in some truth in Black Panther, and that's a sci-fi, well, yeah, I can call it sci-fi, action film. It's fiction.
Yeah.
But it was some real stuff that takes place in this actual time. It's some stuff that takes place in what we live in from day to day, thrown in it. Who's to say, well, I'm not gonna say, you know, Wakanda's an actual place. Like, we got vibranium mines.
It is an actual place. We're gonna make it a place.
Listen, that's different. But what I'm saying is that they can throw in truth with fiction and just layer it like a green bean casserole, because that's their favorite thing. And we would never know the truth.
Unfortunately.
It contorts what we know and what they can just make up.
Why you read up on everything you do?
Like I said, the only thing I want is for more stuff like that just to be out in the forefront. I don't really care about the awards and the validation. I just want it to be made and for us to share it more and more compared to everything else, you know?
To quote his good friend Kendrick Lamar, he just wants to be heard.
Yeah.
Yep. Sounds about right.
Ain't that right, man? Your good friend Kendrick.
Good friend Kendrick. We met at SOBs.
We're not gonna make this about me. It's on the wrong side.